Invincible, It's Not That Simple resumes with Rex on his knees in front of King Lizard. King Lizard shoots Rex, execution style. Rex survives, though, and beats King Lizard down with his arm stump. Shrinking Ray also survives miraculously after being cut out of the giant henchman. Robot fixes the device to kill the Sequids, and Mark detonates the device near the corrupted astronaut. The Guardians therefore defeat the Sequid body snatchers. The Martians thank the Guardians, but demand to take Shapesmith and sentence him to death. The Guardians refuse, and Mark performs a feat of strength and flying in space to allow everyone to escape. Eve hugs Mark happily, and it's a little tense. Likewise, Robot and Monster continue to have tension. Debbie refuses Cecil's offer to help with Nolan's son, again. The Guardians process Kate's death, and Rex and Ray's grave injuries. Debbie names the baby Oliver, who is growing fast. Mark and Amber catch up, albeit with a growing distance. Will's old boyfriend Rick returns and stirs up Donald's turmoil over being reconstructed. Rex and Mark open up to each other. Rex lets on to Eve that Mark and Amber are struggling. Debbie hires a nanny. Cecil offers Eve Kate's spot in the Guardians, but she politely refuses. Amber visits Eve and wants to talk about her struggles with Mark. Mark visits Art to talk about Amber. Their conversations overlap. Art gives Mark Nolan's old sci-fi novels, and Nolan's voice narrates the stories. Mark realizes the books are Nolan's actual life stories. Complications. Alan the alien comes to Earth to speak to Mark. They update each other about Thetis, Rebel Viltrumite, and Nolan, who was captured but left books behind with clues to defeat the Viltrumites. Mark reluctantly stays behind, still guilty about Amber's loneliness. Nolan is in space prison and resists the Viltrumite general's plea to rejoin their conquest. The astronaut returns to his apartment, where Shapesmith was hiding out. The astronaut pukes up a Sequid, and it takes him over again. In the epilogue, Angstrom Levy resumes his journey, traveling between universes. The episode review. Invincible, Season 2, Episode 6, It's Not That Simple lives up to its title in spectacular fashion. The drama is grounded and refined, devoid of the bad guy. The emotional struggles are incredibly well dictated and poignant. While still containing action, this episode took the time to slow down and develop emotional stakes. The result is a carbonated example of peak drama and animated storytelling. The combat in the opening is incredibly gruesome and full of unexpected moments. In a welcome change, the emotional weight of the series made a shift away from Debbie and towards the struggles of young love. The tension between Mark and Eve is now completely undeniable, but it really is not that simple. Mark and Amber's relationship issues feel incredibly real. All the difficult social dynamics feel sensible and tied to the individual characters. The web of relationships in the show has grown so wide, Invincible could just be a college-age drama series. The inclusion of superpowers and galaxy-wide conflicts feels strangely like an afterthought, like extra spice. It's the mark of masterful character writing. An interesting turn of the tables in this episode is Cecil seeming to lose leverage in controlling everyone. In just a few scenes, he's gone from an oppressive Big Brother figure to a mere man with the most difficult government job in the world. Similarly, Nolan's complexity as a villain has blurred his outline. If he were the center of the story, he'd be a complicated and flawed hero. The Viltrumites clearly see him as having been swayed and changed by humanity, even if he seems barely human to us. Surge of depth. The plot shot forward in the show's final minutes, almost a rude reminder that this is, after all, a rip-roaring superhero show. It's hard to even remember the likes of Angstrom and the multidimensional story that started to unfold in the first half of this season. Alan and Mark's budding friendship is utterly charming. It also serves as a reminder of the incredible star power in this show. Stephen Ewan and Seth Rogen teaming up to save the universe? More, please.